All right, let's dive into a tool that's really making waves for serious AI users. It's called TypingMind, and it's built for anyone who feels like they've hit a ceiling with the standard AI tools and wants something more. So let's see what makes this thing a true command center.
So let me just ask you this. Have you ever been in the middle of a project using an AI chat and you just feel stuck, like you've hit the absolute limit of what it can do? It feels less like a professional tool and more like a cool tech demo, right? If you're nodding along, you are definitely not alone. I mean, so many of us are drowning in this endless, disorganized sea of chats. We find ourselves typing the exact same instructions over and over again. You feel kind of locked into whatever AI model the platform gives you. And of course, there's that nagging question in the back of your mind. Where is all my data actually going?
Okay, so this is exactly where a tool like TypingMind comes into play. And the first thing we have to get straight is what it isn't. This is not another AI model. It's not trying to be the next ChatGPT or Claude. It doesn't have its own brain. So what is it then?
It's what's called a UI wrapper. Now, the best way to think about this is like a custom, high-performance dashboard for your car. The AI model, like GPT-4o, that's the powerful engine. TypingMind is the advanced control panel, the cockpit, that lets you harness that engine with way more precision and a ton more features.
So how does it actually work under the hood? Well, with a standard AI website, your computer talks to their servers through their web page. Simple enough. But TypingMind does something different. It connects your computer directly to the AI company's API. Now, this might sound like a small technical detail, but trust me, it has massive implications for your control, for the features you get, and especially for your privacy.
And this is all possible because of what's called the Bring Your Own Key model. That's pretty simple, really. You buy the TypingMind software itself, that's a one-time thing. Then you get your own personal API key from a provider like OpenAI or Anthropic, and you just plug it in. That key is what gives you that direct line to the AI.
Okay, so what does this direct connection actually get you? Well, let's just call them what they are. They're basically superpowers. We're talking about features that a standard, basic interface just can't touch.
And when you put it side by side, the difference is just night and day. Instead of being stuck with just one AI model, you can instantly switch between the latest and greatest from OpenAI, Anthropic, or Google, sometimes even in the same conversation. Instead of that one long, messy list of chats, you get folders, you get tags, you get powerful search. And this is huge, you can save your instructions as permanent personas so you never have to repeat yourself. Plus, your data stays on your machine.
It gets even better when it comes to efficiency. TypingMind has a whole library of expert prompts built right in. So with a single click, you can tell the AI, okay, today you are a code reviewer, and it knows exactly what to look for. Or you're an academic summarizer, and it's ready to tear through dense research papers. It's just so much faster. So yeah, the features sound cool on paper, but how does this all translate into getting actual work done? Let's look at a few real-world examples of how pros are putting these superpowers to use.
Okay, let's say you're a YouTuber. You can create a custom AI persona called YouTube Scriptwriter. You feed it your specific writing style, your tone, even your catchphrases. You can tell it which AI model to use by default. Then, every single time you start a new chat with that persona, it already knows who it's supposed to be. It's ready to write in your voice. That is a massive time saver.
And this flexibility is also about being smart with your money. Because you're paying for API usage directly, you can be strategic. Got a simple bug to fix in your code? Just switch over to a cheaper, faster model like GPT-4o Mini, and you'll pay like pennies. But when you need to design a complex algorithm, you can bring out the big guns like Claude 3.5 Opus, paying for that top-tier power only when you really, truly need it.
And oh man, for anyone who has to deal with long, dense documents, this is a total game changer. You can upload a 50-page PDF, and instead of slogging through it, you just use the Chat with PDF feature. You can ask it questions, tell it to find specific data, and pull out the key points in seconds. All right, this all sounds pretty fantastic, but let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's talk about the fine print. What's the cost, and how does it really handle your privacy and security? These are the details every smart user needs to know. So first off, the price. And this is where it gets really interesting. Unlike that typical $20 a month subscription model we're all so tired of, TypingMind's most popular plan is a one-time payment of $59. You buy the software once, and it's yours, forever. For a lot of people, that alone is a huge deal. And here's the breakdown of the plans.
They're all one-time payments. It really just depends on the features you need and how many devices you use. That $59 premium plan seems to be the sweet spot for most people. It unlocks things like web search and plugins on up to 3 of your devices. The enterprise tier adds cross-device sync, which is perfect if you're constantly jumping between a laptop and a desktop.
Now, let's talk privacy, because this is a big one. TypingMind is designed so that your entire chat history is stored locally, right there in your own computer's browser. So what does that mean for you? It means the company, TypingMind, literally cannot read your chats. Your data goes from you straight to the AI provider, cutting out that middleman completely.
But, and this is a really important but, with all this power comes responsibility. That API key we talked about, it's basically a password that's connected directly to your credit card for billing. You have to treat it like gold. Keep it safe. TypingMind does its part by encrypting it on your device, but at the end of the day, you are the guardian of that key.
The good news is, you are firmly in the driver's seat here. This tool is made by a very well-respected and transparent indie developer named Tony Din. You can actually see your API spending balance right inside the app, which is awesome. And even more importantly, you can go to your AI provider, like OpenAI's website, and set hard spending limits. That way, there are absolutely no surprise bills.
So let's just boil it all down. If you walk away with anything, it should be these 4 things. 1. TypingMind is the fancy dashboard, not the engine itself. 2. Its real magic is in its incredible organization and customization. 3. The pricing model is different. You buy the software once, then pay for your AI usage as you go. And 4. It's built for privacy, keeping your data on your own machine.
So, the final question really isn't about the tool. It's about you and your work. After seeing what's possible when you have more control, more flexibility, and more privacy, are you ready to upgrade your AI workflow from just a simple chat box to a true command center? Thanks for tuning in.